Hello, ICS 211 students. Today we're going to continue with linked lists. We're going to talk about linked lists. So today we're going to cover lists, in general. Then we're going to go over sorted lists, circular lists, and double linked lists. Now I'm going to explain a simple double linked list, and then I'm going to let you try at home a double circular linked list and a double sorted list. Okay? So, for beginners, I'm going to talk about the nodes, and for all the examples that I'm going to be using in this particular lecture, I am going to use node.java. That it's going to be for all the references where the nodes have just one reference, okay? And DL node for all the lists where each node has actually two references, okay? And to begin with, let me show you here the node, the actual node class. Okay, the node class, it's going to carry inside of it, is going to have a number, an integer number. Now in this case, again, I'm using a number, but keep in mind that we can have any object inside, as you saw in our previous lecture, right? So we can have persons, we can have invoices, CDs, whatever it is, we can have a different object inside there. Then that's why I put in here, later it will be an object. So we have whatever is inside the information or the data, and then we have a reference to another node, just like this one, okay? The constructor will take the data, which in this case, again, it's a number, and it's gonna just make this particular node, and the reference is to the next node is going to be null. So basically, it's just going to create a single node that it's standalone. You may use another constructor, the second constructor, in which you have a number and you have a reference to a next node, and then you can say, okay, number, it gets assigned, and then it links immediately. This node links into something else. Okay, so you could have this or you could have this. Most likely, we're going to always be using this one just to keep the node as a node in itself, not linking to anything else. Because in order for us to link to something else, we have the setNext method, which will allow us to actually connect a standalone node with another node, right? And we have also a getNext method, which is going to return the next element, the element that this node has a reference to. And then we have the set number. In this case, it's set number. It will be much better if it actually is called set info, right? But in this case, just to keep it tight and clean, we're going to have a node that has a number. So we're going to say set number to change the number inside the node itself. So we give it a new number and we just set it up, okay? In this case, we're only changing the information inside the node. And in this setNext, we're only changing the reference to which this node is pointing to, the next node reference. So these last two over here, those are just set methods. Again, one sets the information, the other one sets the reference to the new node. Okay, since we have the list, the regular list, so we are going to have, a different set of operations for this list. We're going to have add front and add back, which means that in our list, we could either add elements to the front or the back of the list. We can print the list. We can remove the first element or remove the first or the last element. Okay, so it is important that if I am going to have add front, add back, remove first, or remove last, actually let's change these names and have remove front and remove back. Well, now this looks much better. And remember, this is America. You can change stuff if you're the one creating it. Unless I give you a particular name or method name that you have to follow, you can feel free to change them, right? So in this case, I decided to change it because if I am adding in the front, I want to remove in the front. If I add in the back, I remove from the back. That way there is no ambiguity. We know what we're doing. So because of that, I have created some variables in here. I have, I have front, back, I have a C and an N, so that we're going to look at in a minute. And then we're going to start creating our list. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is we're going to create the add front method. And again, for this, we're going to use these variables, and I'm going to go over this Now,